Hello everyone, welcome to the channel update for October. I hope everyone's September went well, and I hope everyone's excited for spooky season if that is something that excites you. Yeah, it's also pumpkin spice season if that excites you. Let's talk about what's going on the channel right now. The first thing to mention is that because we are getting into spooky season, I decided to play a Sweet Home for the NES. Kind of the forerunner of survival horror games and an inspiration for Resident Evil as well. It's by Capcom, based on a movie of the same name. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. It's been on my list to play for a while, and it's always just like I wanted to play it in October, and I just never. I either forgot when October was coming around, or I was in the middle of other things, or something like that. As it goes. But this year, I was like, yeah, now I can finally play it. And it's definitely interesting to compare it because at the same time I'm recording, as you see there, Last Armageddon on the NES with Zerfall, and over here, Ghost Lion, Legend of the Ghost Lion for the NES as a retro game on a stream. So it's gotten, like, I don't think I've ever played this many NES RPGs at the same time. So it's been really interesting to, like, compare and contrast them and look at what makes each of them in and of themselves pretty interesting. So, um, what things were they trying out? It was very early in console RPG, the era of console RPGs. So, there's a lot of things that they're doing that are not done by later games. So that's pretty interesting to kind of explore that and compare that. All three of them are quite a bit of fun. I'm really enjoying my time with all three of them. So do check them out if you have not. Divinity Original Sin started last month. Well, was it last month or the month before? I don't know. It's been going on for for a bit over a month. Yeah. So that's ongoing as well. And that's a long game, so that's probably going to be going on for a while. I think I'm quarter-ish of the way through. Some of the later stuff can go pretty quick. You kind of like the start I feel is a little slow, but there's still a lot of game in that left. And in terms of streams, we've got Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom still ongoing on Mondays, which I am having tons of fun with. I'm really, really loving that game. If you have played Breath of the Wild and you haven't gotten Tears of the Kingdom, I would highly recommend it. It is worth playing. It feels, like it uses the same engine entirely, so it has that familiarity, but also there's enough new stuff to make it not feel like just a retread, which is really nice. They really did hit a nice balance there. As I mentioned, Legend of Ghost Lion is on Wednesdays as well. That will probably be wrapped up this week. On this upcoming Wednesday for those watching this at the beginning of the month. Um, it's not a very long game, but it's been a lot of fun. And then we'll be moving on to some other retro stuff after that. Fridays has seen Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster, which I am enjoying my return to that game as well. And that kind of brings us to something else to mention. Um, all of last month, I was running a bit of a promotion. If we got to 150 sub points on Twitch, where a Twitch subscription tier 1 was worth 1 point, tier 2 was worth 2 points, and tier 3 worth 3 points. And through very, very many generous subscriptions and many, many, many generous gift subs. We not only hit that, but we blew past it. It got to 174, I believe, is the peak that we hit. So that is quite exciting. Uh, that means that we will be playing Pirates of Realmspace on stream, and I will complete that game. So I will be suffering for your entertainment. I have not decided exactly when yet. I'm leaning towards either slotting it into an existing stream time. It would fit well with Retro, or I might do it on Monday when Tears of the Kingdom is done. Or I might do a special stream on Saturday or Sunday night. So if people have a preference, feel free to mention that in the comments below. What night you'd prefer me to see, or what day would you prefer to join in for a stream? Multiple streams, I'm sure, because it will probably take more than one stream to complete it, of Pirates of Realmspace. So, I'm looking forward to entertaining you. I'm looking forward to entertaining you all with my suffering. I'll put it that way. I can very much make lemonade out of lemons, as they say. So, um, it has happened before with previous games. But continuing on about streams, Lego building streams, still tons of fun to do. We just finished up the Lego Atari 2600. I don't think that I think that video is going live tomorrow. Yeah, that's not showing up there yet because that's going live tomorrow. Um, but we finished that up on Friday, so we'll be starting something new. I did already mention what it was because it is October. I do have the Haunted Mansion set, so that is what we're going to be building on Fridays. The Crocodile Locomotive is what we started on Wednesday, and that'll be wrapped up this coming Wednesday. So I'm still having a lot of fun with those LEGO build streams. Do come out for those. There's a lot of good discussions that go on, both about LEGO and about a whole host of other things as well. And, of course, Saturdays at noon, we are still spelljamming with the tabletop campaign that has been ongoing for, geez, I think 6.5 years now. It's been quite a journey, and we're still ongoing. Players are still having fun with it. They haven't quit, and that's kind of my the metric. If they haven't quit, it tells me they're still having fun. No, I mean I talked to them about it, and still have people joining me to watch. So I really do appreciate everyone coming out for all of those. So that's basically what's going on the channel right now. There is one other thing to mention. In terms of subscribers here on YouTube, not Twitch, it's a different thing. Subscribers on YouTube is the equivalent to follows on Twitch. I talked about this on the Discord. There was a little bit of confusion because I did not specify, so people were thought I was talking about Twitch subscribers because it was SUBtember. Whole big thing about subscriptions on Twitch. But here on YouTube, this past month, subscriptions here on my YouTube channel cratered. I the like the peak I hit back at the beginning of the pandemic when so many people were furloughed, laid off, sent home for a time, whatever. So a lot of people had a lot of extra free time. And then, people working from home a lot, meaning that they had more opportunities to just have on some stuff in the background, led to a dramatic rise in subscriptions. I hit a monthly peak of around 250 back then. And it's been slowly declining ever since, which is not unexpected. It is hard to hit a peak and maintain that or keep hitting new peaks. So it's not unexpected that it has dropped, but for at least like the last half a year, it's been hovering above 100 subscriptions per month. Um, Sometimes getting up to like 130 or something like that, but right around there. It's not great, but it's pretty. I mean, it's okay growth. It's not what I would like, and it's one reason why I've been looking at some other things to try to get some extra money. But it's it's been a little bit of a worry for a long time. September cratered. There was a spike on the last day, yesterday. So that kind of has recovered it from the worst, but there was a point in the month when the monthly rolling total was 38. So more than a 50% drop, and still even with the spike yesterday, still looking at more than a 50% drop from what is normal. Uh, I don't know exactly what the reason is for that. You don't usually get like you get a spike up can be from content. You put out something brand new that a lot of people start, looking for. You get lucky in that regard. And I got some of those with various Crusader Kings 2 expansions when I'd have something out just as that was coming out. And I got really lucky in some of those where I was the top search result or near the top. Um, the problem is that like it's always a crapshoot. It's very luck based. You kind of need to you got to play a game that people just happen to look for. I did get a spike earlier this year, uh, right around the time that the D&D movie came out, I think, or like the trailers came out, kind of thing. That led to a dramatic increase in searches for Neverwinter, which found my Neverwinter Nights brief playthrough of the original Gold Box AOL MMO. Um, so, like, content can lead to a spike up. Content doesn't usually lead to a spike down because the content is fairly constant. You put it up, and it's just unless you're removing it, it's always up there, kind of thing. So while I haven't had any big searches lately, I haven't jumped on any bandwagons that people have been looking for. I also have not had any I haven't been playing the perfect game at just the right time when a lot of people are searching for it. Um, so my only real conclusion is that YouTube changed their algorithm last month or like probably back in August that has shifted a lot of like search traffic away from my content. Um, I mean, there's a lot of other possibilities too, but that's kind of where my thinking is right now, because the algorithm is completely opaque and there's no real way to monitor that, no real way to figure out how that's really operating and stuff like that. Like everyone who tries to optimize based on the algorithm, they're literally playing a guessing game. Sometimes they're guessing right and sometimes they're not. So and of course, anytime you have one of those videos of here's how to, here I have figured out how to actually optimize for the algorithm, and here's how to do it. Unless you're seeing that video the second it goes up, or you have been in talks with the person who's making that video, or you've also discovered that yourself, you're on the bandwagon. It's like if you guys remember the whole thing about the GameStop stock, a bunch of people gamed it and it shot up. Um, Same thing with like NFTs and Bitcoin. If you're in at the ground floor, you make out. If you're not, you're one of the you're one of the people left carrying the bag. It's not quite the same thing with any kind of algorithm manipulation type things, but it's similar because uh, those people who discover those things, they get a big boost of traffic. They start telling people how to do it, and YouTube's like, "Oh crap, we got to fix this," and they do, and that leaves everyone else trying to do that thing after YouTube has changed the algorithm to not do that anymore. Um, and this isn't like it's a different situation than something like a stock market pump and dump kind of thing where people pump up the stocks because they're the left holding the bag thing with the YouTube algorithm is just doing stuff that's not being effective at getting your search engine optimization, so to speak, SEO. Um, so it's different in that regard. I don't have anything against the people who figure those things out and then share it. But it's just one of those things that once they share it, that's the end of it. You know? And that's why a lot of people who do figure those things out, A, don't share it, B, they get their boost out of it, and then they share it, but they've already gotten big from it kind of thing. So it just doesn't by the time by the time those things become widely known, anyone running an algorithm like that is going to be changing the algorithm to not take that into account anymore, or at least not the way it was, because it's in their best interest to not allow people to game the system, because that's what it is. Like if you know what works, then you can game the system. Not everyone is gonna game the system, but enough people will game the system, and that is why all the algorithms are opaque. But of course, because the algorithms are opaque, people can't easily do best practices either, and it's a very much a catch-22. If people can do best practices with the algorithm, then people can manipulate it. And the only way to prevent people from manipulating it is to not really make it clear what best practices are. So it's a catch-22. So are there things that I could do differently, like without changing actual content? There probably are. I don't honestly know what they are, and you can't. Like, I got 15,000 videos. I'd have to go through and change, like, for example, like I see other people who have, like, it would be Rooms of Goo, Sweet Home NES Part 7 kind of thing, where the title is the first part as opposed to the name of the game. I see a lot of people doing that. I don't honestly know if that makes a difference. It may not. But here's the problem. I'd have to go back through and change 15,000 videos to really optimize that. I could make the change going forward, but that certainly makes it harder to see if it has any effect. I mean, I used to have Let's Play Sweet Home NES Part 7 Rooms of Goo, and I got rid of the Let's Play part because it did look like that was making a difference. But I also haven't gone back through all the old ones and eliminated that. Could I? That might work. That might help. But again, just very much at a point where it's difficult to know many of these things. Some of the things that I do know that make a difference is the actual view count of videos. And it could be that that's part of the problem. I have a lot of stream VODs, and stream VODs tend to get fewer views for multiple reasons. Number one, some people have already seen that. If you watched me play Tears of the Kingdom last Monday, you don't necessarily need to watch the VOD because you saw it all already. So some of those people aren't going to be watching it. The VODs tend to be longer. 2 hours is where I try to get them most of the time at this point. Some of them get up to about 3 hours. But a lot of people are going to be like, I don't have time to watch 2 hours of video. I'm just going to watch one of the 30 or 20-minute episodes. So there's that. Like, in some of these cases, maybe more people would watch the Zelda stream VODs if I broke them up down into 30 minutes. I don't know. And I can't easily test that. Um, I'd have to do because you got to start it at the beginning for one thing. If I make a change now, it doesn't matter because most people aren't going to jump in at the beginning just because it's a half an hour video. So I don't know. But that's also more work during either after the stream, in which you're having very like with the Zelda stream. I am breaking that up into 3 pieces at 2 hours in 2 hour chunks. Gives me an opportunity to go get some more water and stuff like that, and have a little break. Same thing with the Spelljammer streams. Cut that at about the 2 hour mark. Break it, go get some, so everyone can stretch their legs and get something to drink or eat or something like that. Would breaking them up down to 30 minutes help? Maybe. I don't think it would help something like a Lego build stream. If anything, that should be sped up so that it goes faster. You get the same content in less time. That makes it harder to hear what people, what I'm saying and stuff like that, because I sound like a chipmunk. So, there's all of that, and that's also one reason why a lot of people put VOD videos on a second channel. They'll have a second backup channel. Not really a backup, but just like a VOD channel, and that's where all the VODs go. And so, but again, like, do I just start that now? Do I, if I was gonna do that, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna wait another month and see what's going on. See if the numbers get back up. Maybe September was just really bad. It's entirely possible that there were just fewer people searching for stuff in September. I don't think so. I think it was an algorithm change. But as I was saying, like, low view counts doesn't help. YouTube basically doesn't know the difference between, Lego Building, Crocodile Locomotive, and Sweet Home Part 6, Let There Be Lightning. It's all videos to YouTube. So they're going to look at 44 views and 143 views, and they're going to average that out. So that's why a lot of people will put their stream VODs on other things, because they just naturally get fewer views. Furthermore, Divinity Original Sin, I kind of thought it would get a little bit fewer views than normal. It's kind of doing badly. I've talked about Banner Saga. I've played 1 and 2. I have not played 3, and the reason I have not played 3 yet is because Banner Saga 2 was historically unpopular for my channel. It did worse than anything else had done at that point. So that was kind of discouraging. I think Divinity Original Sin might be giving it a run for its money. It's an old game. It's not the most well-known, honestly. I mean, I don't, it's certainly nothing that a lot of people have really been asking me for. I just had a hankering to play it, and I wanted to play it, and I wanted to record it, and unfortunately, it's doing really badly. Maybe that would have been better as a stream game. I don't know. At this point, I want to play it, but at the same time, I'm discouraged by the numbers, so I don't know. That may get shelved down the road shortly, like temporarily. I mean, I would come back to it because I want to play it, but I don't know. So, and that's another reason why you might see some people start a game, be excited about it, and then they end it after just a handful of videos because it's not doing well. A lot of other Let's Players would probably have seen the numbers and ended it last month and said, it's just not doing well, we're moving on to something else. Or ended it without really saying anything and just deleted all the videos. I've seen both of those happen. And that's also on top of Xenoblade Chronicles not doing so well earlier this year as well. Which again, I mean, it surprised me quite a bit. It was a very long game, but a lot of people have asked me to play that. So it just goes to show that sometimes, like a lot of people can ask for something. It's just that they're the only ones actually asking for it. Like the people who actually want to see it are the only ones actually asking for it, rather than it being like a sampling. I don't know. Right now, I'm just kind of like giving a stream of consciousness thoughts about what's going on. I'm not really looking for suggestions here. Um, if anyone has a suggestion that I have not considered, uh, chances are like, and I'm not saying that I don't intend any offense, so please don't take it that way. But if you're not running a channel that is successful, there's a fairly good chance that something you come up with is not going to work. It's um, just kind of the nature of it. Uh, there's a lot to there's a lot of things moving about in the algorithm. And I've certainly been talking a lot about how the algorithm is disfavoring this type of content, and this is again one of the reasons why I think that the algorithm has been changed to further disfavor this type of content. Uh, this recent real drop in subscriptions. So I don't know. I'm talking about this so you guys know what's going on, and if I make any changes, it won't be as a surprise. You know, uh, I still need to think about what I can do about all of this. Um, it's tough. Like if I set up a new as an example, if I set up a new channel to have the VOD content, um, do I remove all the old VODs? Do I just say, all right, going forward, they're here? I don't know. That's part of the problem. Is, you know, what do I do about the stuff that's already kind of acting, perhaps as an anchor around my neck? Um, and if I delete them, I'm deleting comments, I'm deleting views, and trying to start fresh. People who've already watched them, they're not going to watch them fresh, so that channel would be off to a bad start already. Um, if I just go forward, number one, that assumes that I'm going to be able to get all the people who are watching here, watching those videos here, to then also subscribe over there and realize it's happening and blah, blah, blah. And that's, again, a little bit of it's a bit of a reach. Obviously, I would still put them all in playlists, just like I have, Last Armageddon playlist, pardon me, that's on, all those videos are on Zerfall's channel. But I have the playlist here, so you can just go in and watch my playlist. And it's entirely possible that someone won't realize that they're watching on another channel, kind of thing. Obviously, any VODs that I have, I'd still be putting into playlists here. So it's entirely possible that people would just watch through on the playlists. But some VODs don't really work that way very well. So I don't know. There's things, and I don't want to. I can't change what I'm doing to a certain extent. Like a lot of people who started out doing Let's Plays are now doing sample videos where it's like, this new game is coming out, we'll play it for an hour and we'll see what we think. That content is doing pretty well on YouTube right now. Also, just like the lists, top 10 upcoming games, blah, 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 what are the best what's the best music in this genre of game, There's a lot of that kind of content. That takes scripting, that takes editing, neither of which I'm particularly good at. So I have zero interest in doing any of that. That would very much be the kind of thing where if that was what I had to do, I would stop instead. Like, that's not a question of me going to change what the content is. And don't worry, I'm not thinking about stopping because I enjoy doing this. But again, it's also why a lot of people have been moving more towards Twitch, and maybe I do that as well. I don't know. I don't know. Right now, I'm very much in a wait and see. Wait and see if I have some good ideas. um, hope that I get lucky and play a game that everyone's looking forward to. I don't know. So yeah, I'm pretty frustrated. I'm pretty frustrated by last month by what's happening here on YouTube, and it's very much a case of like I just want to do this and I want people to see it. YouTube doesn't want people to see it though. Is that's the feeling I get. Um, so I don't know. Like I said, I'm not looking for suggestions. I'm just kind of trying to let you guys know what's going on. I mean, I'm not telling you not to make suggestions. I'm just saying that that's not why I'm doing this. I'm not specifically asking for help. I'm not doing that. If you want to try and help, it's fine. I'm perfectly happy with, I'm not the type to just turn down help. But I do want to make that clear because very frequently I find that when I talk about this, people always take it as a request for help, and yet I never ever ask. So I just want that to be very very clear. Um, so yeah, I want to be like open and transparent so you guys know what's going on. Because I don't know, I don't really know what's going on. I haven't talked to enough people to know what other content creators like me have been seeing. Um, I don't know if September was especially bad for everyone. It is entirely possible that it's just me. Uh, Unfortunately, another channel, even at the same size, might experience things differently just because of different content as well. Um, So it's really hard to know a lot of these things and figure out what's going on and adjust appropriately. And especially when you just want to make what you're making. You want to do what you're doing and the system is like set up to try and discourage that. It's extremely frustrating. Um, so yeah. All of that said, like for now, YouTube income itself hasn't been hit too hard. It's down a little bit, but it's also always down a little bit in September. There's always a lull because YouTube income it is based on views, and views are down a bit, but it's also based on the ad rates, the amount that's being charged. September is just bad for that. Um, it's the October, November, December rise. That's when that's the those are the good months for ad revenue. If ad revenue does not go up, especially in December, then that's a good sign that there's some serious problems with content here on YouTube, and I may have to just switch over to more streams. I like there's certain types of content that I think is just better handled as a let's play format versus a stream. And I may have to kind of get over some of that if that's the case. I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm just trying to be transparent and let you guys know what's going on. But all that's to say, it is still extremely important for viewers to do what they can. And that is especially watch the video fully if you can, like the video, and leave a comment if you have something to say. If you're ever like, I don't know if I should leave a comment, go ahead and leave a comment. You know, I like comments. I like seeing the comments. I like reading them, and I try to respond to many, if not most, of them. I don't always have anything to say, so if I'm not responding directly to something, that's not a sign that I don't care for it or anything like that. Um, I just don't always have anything to say. You know, you've said your piece, and you've said your piece. That's good. I've read it, kind of thing. Um, Not every comment is looking for or in need of a response. You know, especially if someone is doing like callback jokes on a video. You know, I'm gonna look at that and I'm gonna enjoy it. But does that need a response from me? That kind of thing. So, uh, but I do read them all. Um, YouTube is not good at showing me responses to other people, though, unless I have responded to someone and someone else is responding. Then I can miss, unfortunately. But that's YouTube's end. Uh, like, if someone posts something a month, they posted something a month ago, and today someone responds to it, and I didn't respond to it, then yeah, I will not see that. And that's like, I I want YouTube to show me the responses, and it's annoying that it does not. But that's neither here nor there as well. Furthermore, supporting the channel financially is also very important. Um, the channel memberships here on YouTube, you can either go over here to membership, and there's a join option. Actually, it's right here, join, and join in every video. Um, that is a great way to support the channel. Supporting me on Patreon as well. I got the link here in the description, and every video description these days has a link to that as well. And of course, over on Twitch, the subscriptions are also very important for helping me get to points where I'm, got all my expenses covered and stuff like that. And eventually, I will be needing to get new hardware and stuff like that. So, that's the kind of places that the money goes. But I really do appreciate everyone who does support. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you very, very much. The names of current Patreon supporters are scrolling by on the bar below. We've got our members showing up here on the channel main page. Really does mean a lot to me, everyone who chooses to support me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. It does go a long, long way. Patreon is the largest income source. YouTube is currently secondary, and Twitch is currently a tertiary in terms of actual income sources. And all of that does mean a lot, and it goes a long, long, long way to ensuring that I can continue to do this. Now, if YouTube itself would just get behind allowing me to do this, that would be even better. So, that's basically it for the channel. I did also want to say that with the completion of that last subscription goal on Twitch, I am thinking of putting in like kind of a permanent high tier one as like this is our goal, long-term goal, and then I'd still be able to put in some lower ones like I had here with Pirates of Realmspace. I'm still thinking about that, but I will definitely keep you guys informed. If you want to know when I'm going to be playing Pirates of Realmspace, do join the Discord. There is an active community there, a lot of good people, and I will definitely post about it. And I may, if I'm looking for further feedback on when to play that, that is primarily where it will be. I will also post on social media, Twitter. I refuse to use any other name. I am also on a Spoutable and a Blue Sky now. I'm not using those two too much yet. Trying to get used to them and everything like that. They do things a bit differently, and so I'm just trying to get used to them. But I will be doing any announcements on those because it's just easy to cut and paste them as postings. But Discord is probably the best way, and I will also post a comment here on the community tab here on YouTube, which I really should use more. But do stay tuned. If I haven't decided, like if haven't set a time for October to play it, and we do it in like November or something like that, or if it's going to be after Zelda finishes, if I decide to play it on a Monday, um, I'll be talking about that in the next update video as well. But we did hit our goal, so we will be playing that, and I will play it to completion, so you can enjoy my pain and suffering as I play through Pirates of Realmspace. For those who have been following the channel for a while, watching these updates, you do know that once a month I do produce a AD&D 2nd Edition deity write-up, bringing them forward from the monster mythology format, or even less information, to the Faiths and Avatars format that I use. This month, because it is the spooky month of October, I went with Cegilune the Hag Goddess. So bringing in some witchiness for October. And that was a real fun entry to write up, and I hope you guys will check that out and enjoy that. I will, of course, include a link to the blog in the description below. And I want to thank you guys for all of your support, all of the video watching, all of the comments, all of the support that you show me on Patreon, here on YouTube with channel memberships. Super thanks as well. That is available. Ko-fi, Patreon, I think I already mentioned, but I'll mention it again because you guys are super important. Twitch subscriptions, getting me to that sub goal, really, really does mean a lot to me, and I want to thank you all once again. And I hope that you have a very good October, and anything that you want to do this month for October, I hope that you succeed. Whether you like to dress up, whether you're going to a party, whether you just like giving out candy, or whether you just like getting cheap candy after Halloween. There is something to be said for cheap candy after Halloween. So once again, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will talk to you in the next update. See you then, everyone.